Okay, we're going to quickly go over the first pull down here in Elefront, the reference, 6 components. First one we'll go over is our reference by bake name. I've created some geometry. We'll go over this creation later on, but essentially we have 9 objects, different colors, different properties that we can go through our example. So with reference by bake name, we have our input for bake name and then optional key and value sorting. So whenever there's these brackets, we can use a value list that will auto-populate with the project's information. We'll have one bake name in the project, the bake boxes, which is going to give us a list of our 9 objects. So the important things here are going to be found on the right click. So we can have only visible objects output. So let's get a panel and see what we're working with. So 9 objects. Let's go ahead and hide a couple of these. As you can see, that doesn't do anything, but if we right click, only visible, now we're down to 6 objects. The only reference objects will do the same thing, but on a work session file. So it's only going to look for bake named objects in a work session. The disable auto reference objects will, if we hide our objects once again, that will update our component without hitting the update. And probably my favorite here is the maintain tree structure. So whatever your tree structure was when baked, it's going to rebuild it for you. So all 9 objects. So we'll go into that a little bit more in the baking. But that's the essentials of our reference by bake name. Let's go into our next one. It's going to be reference by color. So I'm gonna use this to get our object's colors. Attributes. So there we have our 9 colors. I'm going to create a set. So we have just the 3 colors that we want. We're going to reference by color. And what that's going to do is create 3 branches, one for each color. Turn off some of the previews here. We've got a tree branch. You can see that we only have 1 color. Once again, if you right click, you have only visible objects, only referenced objects, and the option to disable the auto update reference objects, which enables auto update. Next component is reference by layer. Once again, we can use our Rhino attributes here. The layer information is going to be, if we try to create our set, it's going to give an error. We could fix this by running it into a text component first, because the layer information is a little more sophisticated than just text, so it throws the error. Once we've created our set, we can reference layers right here. Once again, we have only visible objects, only reference objects, disable auto, and an ignore case option. Reference by name. Same thing. We have a set of our names. These are the object names and the object properties. So the name is 2. And we'll reference our set, creating 3 different lists, broken out by the name. This one's going to be a little different, referenced by type. So we have our brackets. We could put our value list and choose our type. We only have one type, so that's going to give us all of our BREPs in the project with optional only visible, only referenced. Another great one is referenced by our user attributes. So if we select one of our objects, go into our user attribute panels, we have keys. Elefront also has a panel in the properties that can do a couple additional functions. I like using the regular one because we could right click here, select by value, and select our number 2s. But here we're going to look, we have my keys, so we'll get my keys. And a value of 2. Our 3 objects. Once again, if we want to use our reference by bake name, user attributes, this would give us a complete list of what the various possibilities for keys and values, which we could create, flatten these lists, use the create set to get the keys and possible values like we did above. Once again, only visible, only referenced, and also ignore the case. So there's a quick overview of our reference pull down.